Okay, the first one is describe a person who contributes to the society. Number two, describe something you received for free. Number three, describe a time when you help a child. Number four, describe a prize you have received recently, money, for example, like money, something valuable, like a medal. Okay. Number five, describe something you did in your study work that has made you feel confident. Okay. Okay. Number six, describe an old friend you had lost touch with and got in contact with again. Number eight, describe an ideal and perfect place where you would like to stay. For example, like a house, an apartment. Number nine, describe a challenge you faced that you thought was rather difficult. Number 10, describe a crowded place you went to. 11, describe an occasion when you helped a family member, relative, or relative with something. Number 12, describe a time when you lost an important and valuable item. 13, describe a movie you watched and enjoyed recently. 14, describe a person you likes to read a lot. Describe a person who likes to make things by hand. For example, like toys, furniture. Describe a person you know who has chosen a career in the medical field. For example, like a doctor, a nurse. Describe your favorite food at a traditional festival or a special event in your country. Describe a time when you answered a phone call from someone you didn't know in a public place. Describe someone else's room you enjoy spending time in. Describe a place you know where people can see a lot of wildlife like animals, birds, insects. Describe a person from whom others like to ask for advice. Describe a place in your hometown city that is different from other places and that you enjoy visiting with your parents or friends. Describe a public park or garden. Describe a cultural place that you would like to learn the culture there. For example, like a library, museum, or theater. Describe a time when you received good service in a shop or store. Describe an old person you know who has had an interesting life. Describe an important river, lake, or a lake in your country. Describe a toy you liked in your childhood. Describe a gift you would like to buy for your friend. Describe a story someone told you and you remember. Describe a time you visited a new place. Describe a city that you think is very interesting. Describe an item of clothing that someone gave you. Describe a rule you dislike and would like to change in the future. Describe a person who you follow on social media. Describe a thing you did to learn another language. Describe an interesting discussion you had with your friend. Describe an interesting song. Describe a special cake you received from others. Describe someone you really like to spend time with. Describe something that was broken in your home and then repaired. Describe a course that impressed you a lot. Describe a person you only met once recently and want to know more about. Describe something that you can't live without. It's not a computer or phone. Okay. Describe a long walk you ever had. Describe a skill that you learned from other people. Describe a time when you organized a happy event successfully. Describe an important event you celebrated. Describe an interesting neighbor. Describe a quiet place you like to go. Describe something that surprised you and make you happy. Describe a family member who you want to go to work with in the future. Describe something you do to keep fit and healthy. Describe an occasion that you lost something. Describe a special day out that cost you little money or didn't cost you much. Describe a contest or competition you would like to participate in. Describe something you do that can help you concentrate on work or study. Describe a traditional product in your country. Describe an invention that has changed the world in a positive way. Describe a time you were very busy. Describe a popular or well known person in your country. Describe an occasion when someone gave you positive advice or suggestions about your work or study. Describe a time when you were stuck in traffic jam. Describe a friend you like to talk with. Describe a way or change that helps you save a lot of time. Describe a time you used your cell phone or smartphone to do something important. Describe a difficult decision that you made and had a good result. Describe a time when someone asked you for your opinion. Describe an invention that is useful in your daily life. Describe a time that something changed your life in good ways. Describe a countryside that you have been to. Describe a place you have been to and would like to recommend others to live there, not your hometown. Describe a job that is useful to the society.